Morning students, my name is Lenin Anthony, grade 11 physics teacher. Welcome you all for this physics class. Last week videos you have learned about the introduction of physics, branches of physics and scope in physics. Then last video you have learned how physics in relation to technology and the society. Today we are going to discuss about measurement. You can see here, now you can see in this video there is a thought by Lord Kelvin. Let us see what he is saying about the measurement and how much importance he is giving for measurement. You see, when you can measure what you are speaking about and can express it in numbers, you know something about it. But when you cannot express it in numbers, your knowledge is of a meager and unsatisfactory kind. You see how nicely Lord Kelvin is saying. Suppose, assume that we are measuring some length or some mass, something. Assume that there is no number to indicate. Normally we are using that 1 meter, 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter, 1 kilogram. Now also you know this measurement is very important role which is playing in our daily life. Even if you are going to for shopping or buying something, the time and all, we use the quantity. What quantity? Maybe 1 kilogram of rice, 1 kilogram of sugar, or like that we are using one number with the measurement. That's what Lord Kelvin saying. If there is no number, we cannot, if we are not expressing this measurement in numbers, that is something like unsatisfactory kind. Will not be satisfied with the measurement if there is no number. So very good example you can say is this one only. In our daily life we are using that. Purchasing something, we are using that 1 pen or 2 pen or 3 pen or 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, 3 kilogram. So this measurement all we are indicating by using what are numbers. Then next part you can see is definition of a physical quantity. Quantities that can be measured and in terms of which laws of physics are described are called physical quantities. Quantities that can be measured, and in terms of which laws of physics are described or called physical quantities. So assume that we are using some quantities to measure some physical quantity like length, mass, time, force, energy. Here some examples given. These are the physical quantity. Length is a physical quantity, mass is a physical quantity, time is a physical quantity, force, energy, all are physical quantity, and these physical quantities are measured in terms of which laws of physics are described. And simply we will not we are not using meter for length, we are not using kilogram for mass. We know the unit we are using for this quantity, physical quantities like length, mass, time. Length we are using what unit? Meter, centimeter, kilometer. Mass we are measuring in terms of gram, milligram, kilogram, microgram, like this. And time we know second, we are using minute, we are using hour, we are using. So these all units we are using is based on some laws of physics are described. Already it is described basics on the basis of physics laws. It is given for us. It is given for us meter. Meter only you can use to measure the length. Kilogram we are using to measure the mass. Like this, some laws are described. So that is what we are saying physical quantities. Quantities that can be measured and in terms of which laws of physics are described are called physical quantities. Example you can see length, mass, time. Length, mass, time, force, energy, etc. Next you can see is types of physical quantity. There are two types of physical quantity: fundamental quantity, derived quantity. What are the two types of physical quantity? Fundamental quantities or base quantity. Second quantity is derived quantity. These are the two quantity we are using to measure length, mass and time, like temperature, luminous intensity, area, volume, velocity, acceleration, force. Everything we can indicate by using this fundamental quantity and derived quantity. So first thing is, what is fundamental quantity? Fundamental quantities are quantities which cannot be. Fundamental quantities are quantities which cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantity. For example, length is a fundamental quantity, mass is a fundamental quantity, time is a fundamental quantity, electric current is a fundamental quantity, temperature is a fundamental quantity, luminous intensity is a fundamental quantity, amount of substance, that is also a fundamental quantity. So what is this fundamental quantity means? Assume that here some fundamental quantity given, length, mass, time, these all are fundamental quantities. Length we can mention by length only. That is what a fundamental quantity which cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantity. Length we can mention in length only. We cannot use mass instead of this length. We cannot use time instead of this length. We cannot use electric current instead of this length. That is what a physical quantity, fundamental quantity. Fundamental quantity means what? Which cannot be expressed by using any other physical quantities. There are so many physical quantity. Suppose length means we can mention that by using length only. Suppose you are measuring the distance between this point A and point B. So the distance between these 2 points we can mention only what? Length. We cannot mention this distance between this length. The distance between these 2 points A and B is mass we cannot mention. We can mention the distance between these 2 points A and B is length only. That is what we are saying fundamental or base quantity. The same, suppose you are taking some amount, some sugar or something we are taking, that we can mention by using what? By using only mass. That we cannot express in terms of length. And the second one is, you can see is a second quantity, physical quantity is derived quantity. Derived quantity definition is quantities that can be expressed in terms of physical quantities are called derived quantities. Quantities that can be expressed in terms of physical quantities. Fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Example, you can see area, volume, velocity, acceleration, force. These are the example. So fundamental quantity cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantity, but these derived quantities can be expressed in terms of any other derived quantity. For example, I'll show you. Suppose first example is area, derived quantity area. If you are taking area, suppose this is a rectangle. If you are finding the area of this, we are measuring this length. We are measuring this length. We know that area of the rectangle is length into breadth. Length means what? Length. This is also what? The distance between 2 points. So breadth means what? This length. So distance between another 2 points. So L into L we can take. So area is a derived quantity. Area is a derived quantity. This area I can mention by using L into L. This L means what? A fundamental, a base quantity or a fundamental quantity. That is what? Area I am mentioning by using a fundamental quantity. Area we can mention L into L. Area means L into L we can take. And this L into L means what? L means length. Length means a fundamental quantity. So area can be expressed by using another fundamental quantity. So this is what a derived quantity we can tell. Quantity which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities are called a derived quantity. Like that you can take volume. Suppose volume of a cube. Volume of a cube you can tell V is equal to L into L into L. Or volume of a cuboid you can tell V is equal to L into B into H. This volume of a cube L into L, that is also mentioning by using length. Here L into B into H. Length means this is length. Breadth means this is another length. Then if you are drawing a cuboid like this, if you are taking this is length, so distance between these 2 points, this is breadth. This is also we can mention by length. So and height. This is also distance between these 2 points. So this is what L into B into H. So everywhere we are mentioning what? The length between 2 points. That is what? So we can mention this volume as a derived quantity because this volume can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantity. Because here I am mentioning this volume in terms of length. Here I am mentioning this area in terms of length. So like that, all these derived quantity, area, volume, velocity, acceleration, force, everything we can mention by using what? Fundamental quantities. Next is we can see is a unit and types of unit. First, how we can define the unit? This is a definition of unit. You can take a screenshot if you need. This is an important definition. An arbitrarily chosen standard of measurement of a quantity which is accepted internationally is called a unit of a quantity. You can take a screenshot for this definition and you can study. An arbitrarily chosen standard of measurement of a quantity which is accepted internationally is called a unit of a quantity. So what is this arbitrarily chosen standard of a measurement? We know that length we are measuring by using centimeter, meter, kilometer. And this centimeter, meter, kilometer is arbitrarily chosen. Arbitrarily chosen means simply chosen. Arbitrarily, simply chosen. Simply chosen this centimeter, and this centimeter is mentioned as a quantity or the measurement of a quantity, and this centimeter which is accepted by all the people internationally, all are accepted this centimeter. So this centimeter means what? Centimeter means we know that centimeter or meter, 1 meter. 1 meter means we know that unit of length. That is what the basic unit we are using. Length we are using 1 meter. Meter means what? That meter is arbitrarily chosen, simply chosen, and this is which is accepted internationally by what? This American one group is there. We'll say that scientists and engineers around the world, they have keep some system of unit, and internationally they will accept all these unit, and like that. That group, their scientists, they have chosen, arbitrarily they have chosen, and which is accepted internationally. That is what we are saying, unit. So next we can see the types of unit, different types of unit. First one is from modern unit to now we are using new types of unit. This also you can take a screenshot of FPS system, CGS system. First one is FPS system. Different types of unit. In that first one is FPS system. You can take a screenshot of this. FPS system means it is a British engineering system of unit which uses what? F means foot, P means pound, S means second. These are the three basic units for measuring length, mass. Length measured by using foot, mass measured by using pound, and time measured by using second. This is all the British people, British engineering system, they used this unit, foot, pound, second. Then second type of unit is CGS system. In that CGS, C means centimeter, G means gram, S means second. C means centimeter, G means gram, S means second. This is also an important question. Different types of unit, FPS system, CGS system, and the third one is MKS system. So FPS means F means foot, P means pound, S means second. CGS system, C means centimeter, G means gram, S means again second. And this we know that F is measuring for length. If we are using what? To measure length. C, measure length. P, measure mass. G, measure mass. is time, second. Okay. The third one is MKS system. MKS system is based on meter, kilogram, second, and these are we are using what measuring length, mass, and time. So now also we are using this standard unit MKS system. Now also we are using what for length we are using meter, for mass we are measuring by using kilogram, and the time we use second. So this MKS system we can tell that the standard system of unit. Then you can see on do you know part. Okay. CGS, MKS and SA are metric or decimal system of unit. The FPS system is, you can just go through that. Actually this CGS, MKS and SA unit which is used by the scientists and engineers around the world, that is what the metric system. And FPS, scientists and engineers, they don't use this FPS system. Mostly they use CGS and MKS system of unit. Most of the scientists and engineers around the world use this CGS and MKS. They don't use this FPS system. That is what it is saying. It is a metric system of unit or decimal system of unit. The next part is, you can see SA unit system. SA means System International. System International. The abbreviation of French name. Since 1960, it has been officially as the international system. Which unit? They used this MKS system, this CGS system and all used as internationally. Internationally they used. FPS, British, they used old British engineer, they used this FPS. Later these engineers and scientists around the world, they use some system of unit. That is what this metric system it is saying. And this metric system, it means what? The CGS system of unit and the MKS system of unit. And this is what we are saying, SA unit. SA unit, system international. And there are two advantages by using this SA system. This system make use of only one unit for one physical quantity, which means rational system of unit. What is this means? One physical quantity, for one physical quantity, one unit. For length, length means we have to use meter. Mass means we have to use kilogram. Time means we have to use second. So this MKS, meter, kilogram, second, which is used internationally, that is one of the advantage of this SA system. This system make use of only one unit for one physical quantity. And the second one is, in this system, all the derived units can be easily obtained from basic and supplementary unit. What is this derived unit and supplementary unit? We know that units in which fundamental quantities are measured. What are the fundamental quantity? Length is a fundamental quantity. Mass is a fundamental quantity. Time is a fundamental quantity, and this length, mass, time, these are the fundamental quantities, and these fundamental quantities we are measuring by using some unit. That is what fundamental or base unit. And units we are using to measure other physical quantities, which can be obtained by a suitable multiplication or division of powers of fundamental units are called derived unit. For example, I showed here volume. Volume is a derived quantity, and this derived quantity we are finding what this fundamental. We are using volume in terms of length into length into length. Length unit is meter, length unit is meter, length unit is meter. If we are multiplying this, we will get m cube. So this is what suitable multiplication or division of powers of fundamental units are called derived units. So here you can see the definition for both fundamental units and derived unit. Units in which the fundamental quantities are measured are called fundamental unit. And the units of measurement of all other physical quantity which can be obtained by a suitable multiplication or division of powers of fundamental units are called derived units. Okay, my dear students, and now we are seeing the second advantage of this SA system. All the derived units can be easily obtained from basic and supplementary units. And the third advantage is it is a metric system, which means that some multiples and some multiples can be expressed as powers of 10. That's what I told here. Meter means you can write a meter cube. So powers we are writing. So that is what another advantage of this SA system. So my dear student, go through this. First thing here, important question is types of physical quantity, fundamental quantity and derived quantity with example. It is an important 2 mark 3 mark question. You can take a screenshot and study this definition. Then next part you can study is unit definition. 2 mark important question. Arbitrarily choose and standard of measurement of a quantity which is accepted internationally is called unit of quantity. You can take a screenshot and study. Then base unit, derived unit, take screenshot and study. Then different types of measurement, FPS system, CGS system and MKS system. So my dear students, go through this today's video and study what I said. And here you can see 3-point advantage of the SA system. 1, 2, 3-point. Take screenshot and study. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you.